Hello, welcome back. It's been a while. I am glad that you are still here. I thought today I would talk about my walk. I love taking walks. I practice walking meditation. I try to take each step mindfully, paying attention to where I am, what I'm doing, what I perceive, my experience of being in the world. I prefer to walk alone in the woods, but I haven't been able to lately because my car has expired. It doesn't go anymore. I don't have any way to get to the woods. So I've had to walk down the main road near where I live. I walk down the sidewalk as far as it goes, and I turn around where the sidewalk ends and come back. As you may have noticed, I dress in an unusual fashion. This is a caftan. It goes all the way to my shins. And I like wearing pointed hats. My clothing is an expression of my personal beliefs and my values and the way that I conduct my life. But if I'm walking down the main road, my clothing draws unwanted attention. Many times I have had people yell Gandalf or Harry Potter out the windows of their cars. I've had people stop their cars in the middle of the road and roll down their windows to ask me about my clothes. This is a very dangerous thing to do. It's hard to imagine that my clothes are so strange that a person might be unable to resist the impulse to put themselves and others at risk, to block traffic, to ask me what's going on with my hat. But if you look different, whether you choose to or not, some people will see that as an invitation to intrude upon your privacy. Furthermore, some people will defend this behavior, saying that if you choose to look different, you should expect strangers to walk up to you and try to talk to you. Now, this is a whole other conversation. The society that we want, the community that we want, how we comport ourselves when we see somebody that doesn't conform. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I've had to change where I walk several times. Because even if I'm walking in the woods, sometimes people bother me. And I understand. I dress strangely. People are curious. And some people genuinely want to know what my beliefs are. They see my unusual attire as an opportunity to connect with another person. I just don't want to connect with people, nor do I have any interest in being a public educator. My beliefs are for me. I don't go around telling other people that they should believe what I do. I have no interest in doing that. But sometimes people bother me. So I've had to change where I walk. I used to walk in my neighborhood. I would wear exercise clothes and headphones. And people would still stop me to talk to me. But sometimes it doesn't matter whether you stand out or not. There are many different ways to stand out. Once I got tired of people bothering me when I walked in my neighborhood, I decided to walk at a local park. A park that I could walk to. It's not far away. But people bothered me there too. One person, a caretaker, asked me to use my powers to heal her back. Another caretaker stopped me to ask me what my religion was. Imagine that. Stopping a complete stranger and saying, "What's your religion?" To me, it's not just rude, but potentially risky. But people are going to wonder. So I stopped walking in that park. And I started walking in another park. But I stopped walking in this other park because there was a man there who wanted to preach to me. And every time I went to the park, he would find me. And he asked me, "Have you ever read the Bible?" As though the Bible were something that I might not have heard of. He once referred to me as his wizard. In conversation with another person, I overheard him. "It's my wizard," he said. "It's my wizard." Well, I didn't want to be that individual's wizard, so I stopped walking in that park. Recently, walking up and down the main road in my neighborhood, I discovered a footpath that goes around the swimming pool, the neighborhood pool, the aquatic center is what it's called. And there's an aquatic center and a skate park on the same piece of real estate. Well, I decided that I was going to walk this footpath. It looked like a nice place, and the pool's not open yet. And it turned out to be quite a good walk. The first time I walked it, I saw an eastern kingbird, which is a small black bird. It has a white front, and on its tail, it has a little white stripe at the end of its tail. They're beautiful birds. I'm always happy to see one. And on the same visit, I found a baby turtle. It was a painted turtle, an aquatic animal. This turtle was on the footpath, in the vicinity not just of people who may be walking, but also a lawnmower. So I put it somewhere safe, and I hope it's doing well. The most recent, or should I say, the next to last time that I went there, the penultimate time I went there. I saw a great blue heron. I love these birds. I love the slow way they fly. Like me, they are wary and they do not like people. This probably gives you some hint that this footpath is near a body of water. I don't know what this body of water is. I think it might be some kind of runoff pond. But there's a great deal of wildlife around it. I saw a mallard in the pond. And there are things under the water, large things that stir the surface of the water. And I don't know what they are. Perhaps painted turtles. Or perhaps a big catfish. But beside this body of water and the aquatic center is a very large man-made mound. It is cylindrical. And it goes all the way from the main road. Actually, it begins before the main road. It crosses the main road. And it goes past the aquatic center, and it goes far beyond the aquatic center. And one day I will walk it to its end, but I haven't been to the end yet. And I decided yesterday that I wanted to walk up on top of this mound so that I could get a better view of the body of water that I was telling you about. The water that is behind the pool that may be some kind of runoff pond. I know that there is a pipe that emerges from the ground at the level of the water, and I've seen water coming out of that pipe. I also know that this pond is near the water company's headquarters. So I don't know what it's for, but it's probably something that was made by people for some specific service reason. But the wild has embraced it. And I wanted to see more of it. So today, I put on my boots, I put on long pants, and I took my walking stick, which is 6 feet tall and very helpful in keeping pace when you are walking. And it is also beneficial to my knees and my back, both of which are bad. Today the walking stick would be to tap the ground in front of me in case there were snakes, because on top of this mound, the grass is hip height. So today was hot. I was already dressed in a fairly warm fashion. By the time I got to the aquatic center, I was sweating and my feet hurt because I was wearing boots that are not very good for walking in. And this aquatic center is a mile from my house, so I walked a mile in these uncomfortable shoes, these uncomfortable boots, with my walking stick strapped around my back. And I walked part of the way around the footpath. And I have a headband that has headphones inside it. And I listen to very relaxing ambient music when I walk. And I walked up the side of this mound And I found that at the top, the grass was actually flat because apparently people walk there pretty often. So I didn't have a lot to worry about when it came to snakes, which was good. I've never seen a venomous snake in the wild. In my area, we have copperheads and cottonmouths, I believe. I'm not very knowledgeable about different snake species. Birds are more my thing. I hoped I would see the heron again today, but I didn't. So, up onto the mound I went, tapping the ground ahead of me with my walking stick. And I got to the point that I had intended to reach, and I looked in the direction of the pond, and I couldn't see it because there were trees in the way. So I looked in the other direction, and I saw that the pond was on the other side too. This mound, which is probably at its most 10 feet tall, cut through marshland, and I could see a lot better on the other side. So I took some pictures, and I sat in silence, and I muted my music, and I listened to the birds, and I watched the wind in the tall grass. And there were blue dragonflies, tiny, delicate little things, flying from one stalk of grass to the next. I saw vultures above me. I heard tufted titmouse, robins, cardinals, house finches, Baltimore orioles. I love their calls. I didn't see the kingbird, but I heard it. And of course, chipping sparrows. And I felt the natural world around me. And on excursions like this, I tried to make myself open to whatever energy could be there. Whatever may be just beyond my perception. Something that I can still experience, but will never be able to fully comprehend. I try to make myself available to anything that I might witness or receive. I have a ritual that I do. I've talked about it before. I didn't have any of my wands with me, but I did the ritual anyway. It was a very peaceful, quiet experience. No people around. I wished that I could have just walked into the woods and sat by the water, listened to the frogs. But it was hot. I was hungry. I had to get home. We are part of nature. There is no line, no bright line keeping you away from the natural world. You are the natural world. And humans have tried to lay their own world on top of the natural world, to suppress it, to control it. but it cannot be defeated. One day there will be no more humans. And presuming that they have not, in their fall, rendered the planet uninhabitable, life will continue here. Behind the pool, in the grass, it is possible to see little sprouts, oak trees, growing among the blades of grass. And one day there will be no one to mow over them, and they will become huge. And there will be no humans to swim in the pool, no one to startle the great blue heron. And I try to think about the energy that will be there when I am not there. And it is a very rewarding experience, a very calming experience, imagining a world with no people, a world with no me, a world with nothing to impose meaning on what's happening. I'm looking forward to going back. I'm glad that I found a place where I can be around trees and water, even if I can't get to the woods anymore. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful, affirming day, and that you are happy, and that you are treated with the respect and the dignity that you deserve. I will see you next time.